Hi everyone, it's Tammy at Frou-frou Studio and welcome back to my channel for today's video. I'm going to be doing a few things in this video. One, I need to catch up on my Ember, I can never say that correctly, prompts. So today I'm going to be doing the 11th and the 12th. And I'm also going to do I saw it on Pinterest because while looking at some possible ideas for today's prompts for December Ember, I came across something that I think will work that I found on Pinterest. So I'm going to combine those two things together, and we're going to make some stuff. So the prompts for the 11th were least favorite ephemera and bookbinder's art. I wasn't really sure what they meant by bookbinder's art, but after watching Barbara and Luisa's videos, their explanation was kind of, anything that is book related, whether it be the font on the book pages, the spines, anything like that. And so I am going to use this lovely bookend paper, which is one of my favorite things in the bookbinding, is looking at the old books and seeing the different kinds of end papers that they use on the books. This particular page is from a book that I'm going to use in my bee journal, called The Keeper of the Bees, or I think is the name of the book. And this was the beautiful end paper that is on the inside. So I'm going to use that as my part of the book, and I think I might use some book page as well. So let me see if I have some of the German, because I love the font, the old German font that they use. I'm going to see if I have a little scrap of that I can put in here. But yeah, I just love old books. I like the texture of the pages. I like the spines, the embossing on the cover. I mean, there's just so many things to like about old books. And I know I have tons of that. I was just trying to look here in this folder that I have close to me to see if maybe I had some in here that I could grab. Old music books as well. There's some of that if I can't find the font I'm looking for. Here we go. This. Written in this old style font, so we might use some of that too. So that's going to represent my bookbinder's art. And then for things I hate the least, things I hate. No, I'll get this right in a minute. Ephemera you dislike the most. There we go. I actually have a couple of things for that too. One is shiny paper. I don't like, and I don't know how much you can see of the shine there, but I hate paper that is shiny, like in a magazine or in a bigger, like, coffee table book, and it's got that real new shiny look to it. And the other thing is the color purple. And I know some of you are going to say, oh, but purple's my favorite color. And I get it, but I don't like it. So, or I won't say that I don't like it. I don't use it very often because it is not my favorite color. So I have some purple things, and then I have a couple of little bee related, there's a tag that has purple in it, a couple of bee related things, just to kind of, you know, make something out of it that I'll actually use. So, what am I going to make? Well, I'm not sure. I think what I'll do is make a pie. Actually, I think I'll make an envelope. So let's trim this edge down. I'm going to make an envelope out of this shiny paper. Let's see. How big do I want this? I think I'm going to do like... I'm just going to make a real simple one. Okay, so I want it this way. No, I want it this way. Okay, I was just trying to debate there and see what I wanted. So I'm going to just fold this over so that it overlaps just a little bit. Like that. And then I'm going to decide my height. No, I'm going to do it this way. And so I'm going to decide my width. Yeah, that's good, I think. I think I can do this, both of these fairly quickly, and if I can't, then we will make it into 2 videos. And then I'm going to fold this over. Hopefully straight. And this isn't terribly thick paper. I could have scored it. Okay. And then this will go up. What am I doing here? Oh no, I did it this way, didn't I? Ugh. No, I did it this way. No, I didn't. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Yeah, I'm doing it this way. So that's gonna fold down like that. So I don't need these two little pieces up here. So I'm gonna cut those off. Oh, come on. Made that way too difficult, didn't I? Okay, and then I'm going to angle these pieces just a little bit. Oh, I feel like I'm not used a pair of scissors before today. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. Am I? Yeah. Okay. Okay, I don't know why I'm making this so difficult today. Alright, so then this is going to fold up, and this is going to fold down, and that's going to make our envelope. Alright. Now, I could have cut that flap a little shorter, you know, so that it came down here. But I kind of wanted a tall, skinny envelope, so I left it. Now, I'm going to fold these top two edges together like this, and not crease it, but kind of hold it together and round these two corners so that I have nice round corners on my top. I can get them even. Another thing I hate about this shiny paper, I mean, it's stiff, but it's also very hard to manipulate and get it where you want it. Alright, so now let's take my crocodile, and I'm going to put a 1/2 inch round over. So now when the envelope shuts, it's going to have nice round edges. Now I'm going to cover the top part of this, and this is where maybe we can use some of the book page so that white's not showing. And tear off these strips, and of course I'll keep those for collage fodder down the road. And that should be long enough because we just are worried about getting the part that's going to be covered. Oh, maybe it's not. I'll just rent that page because I thought that was going to be long enough. That's what I get for thinking, huh? Let's get another page. Are you sure it's not Monday? Feeling like it's Monday. Feeling like it could be. And that one's got... Oh my goodness, guys. This is how it's gonna go today, I guess. Okay. We're gonna do this again. And this paper is really brittle, and so you would have to almost use it in a collage or for, you know, backing another piece or something, because it wouldn't hold up to be on its own. Okay, now we're good. So I'm going to glue this on, and then we will cut around the top again. And then move on to the next part. If you wanted to watch a comedy show, you came to the right place today. Okay, and now we can go ahead and glue our envelope shut. Refold. Technically, you would want to wait for this to dry completely before you did that, so you didn't get a crease. But for the sake of the video, we're moving on. I'm off camera. I'm just trimming around the top of the envelope where I left the overhang. Okay, now we're gonna glue this shut. And I'm gonna do that by putting the glue on this part so that I can be sure that I'm not gluing my envelope shut. Okay, so now we have a envelope base and we can start doing some decorating. To the outside here. That's another thing about glossy pages. They don't want to glue well. Oops. Okay. Alright, so on the front side of this, I want to use this. And I want to just keep it wide enough so I have a nice border going all the way around. I'll trim off this excess right here. And I know that's gonna yep, we're good. And we're good. Okay. Alright, so I want to leave a border all the way around. So I'm going to cut it my pencil. Where are you? Pencil. There we go. About here and about there. And you have to be really careful when you're cutting this whole paper with a slide like this because it has a tendency to catch sometimes. I can't see my other mark. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, I think it is... I can see it when I lift it up to the light, but I can't see it when it's laying flat. Oh my goodness. It's right there. You try so hard to not make it visible, and it's easier just to put a mark on there that you can actually see, and then erase it. Then struggle to see it. Okay, so then we're going to put this on here to incorporate our book page. And then I want to put these purple flowers on here. And I've got this little bee, so I'm going to put him down here on the white flowers so you can see him. So let's put those on. See if I can get this semi-straight. Make sure I'm putting it on upside right, and I am. Okay, and then we're going to put our little pansies on there, which I do like pansies, guys. If I use purple, normally I'm using more of an eggplant color, because I do like that color of purple, the real deep kind of eggplanty purple. And of course my glue is not going to come out. Where did my pen go? Thank goodness for the little tip of the art glitter glue, right? When you're gluing something like this. And then I'm going to put my little bee on. And the pansies and the bee are about $49 in Market. Okay, so there is our front. I don't want to cover up too much more of the end page, I don't think. So now let's work on making something to go in the envelope. And for that, I think I'm going to use this tag background because it should fit down in there well, and it does. And I think I'll put this bee on here as the closure, so that you can slide it underneath it. And I'm going to back it with this other god-awful purple paper here. It's not totally purple, but... So again, I'm going to cut it so it has a border. And again, I can't see it on this shiny paper. Okay, so there. I'm gonna go back in my stashed for a very long time, I'm sure. Alright. Oops. I can stuff on the floor. So I'm going to put it on there like that, and then my flap will go underneath it to hold it. And I think that's going to be thick enough. If not, we can add another piece of cardstock, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be strong enough because the bee is printed on cardstock and the paper's pretty thick as well. So I think between the two it should be fine, since we didn't do too much to make that too thick. Okay, and then on this, I'm gonna glue from about his wings here and around, so that the top part is left open so that it will tuck up under there. Okay, now for the tag, let's put a grommet in where there is a fake grommet hole there. If I can get it to reach that far. So far, so good. We'll put a silver one since that's what's in there already. Oops, I had it on the wrong setting. Oop. Come on, Tammy. All right. There we go. And do we want to put this little thing on here. Maybe we'll use some music as well. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to tear this down the side. That'll give us 3 elements from to cover the bookbinding art prompt. And 2 elements from the least favorite ephemera prompt. So I think we're well covered for this one. And I'm just going to flip that over and give a little bit of, and you'll notice that I've not inked anything, and that is because if I use this in my bee journal, I do not know at this point what level of grungy I'm going to do or anything like that. And so I don't want to commit to that yet. And so I'm not going to ink until I know for sure what I want to do for that. I often do that with ephemera. I get it all made and everything, but don't necessarily commit to grungy level. It will be some level of grunge because everything I do is. What I'm doing right now is I'm crumpling it up. And then I'm going to flatten it back out and glue it on so that it has a little bit of character to it. Because even though we're not gluing, doesn't mean we can't add character, right? Right. Or inking, I should say. Okay, and what I might do also is eventually add something in the top of that tag. But again, I don't want to commit to that right now. So, all right, there is that make. And I think that is going to be just fine holding that shut. And we're going to put our little tag down in here. And there we go. So there's that one. And then that flips right up under there. You could tie a string around it if you wanted. You could also tie a ribbon or whatever you want if you didn't feel like that was going to keep that shut well enough. But I think it'll be fine. So now we're going to move on to today's prompts and also I saw it on Pinterest, and this one's going to be a little bit different. The prompts for today were black and white and bookmark, and I was trying to find a new creative way to make a bookmark because bookmark could also be my least favorite ephemera. So, I wanted to kind of look and see if I could be inspired by something. And I ran across something that is not a bookmark, but I thought it would be a real cute little make that you could use for a bookmark. So that's what I'm going to do. So what I have prepared already is I had some like pre-made bookmarks. These are 2 inches wide and 6 inches long. And I took several of them and I have cut those so that they are 1 inch different in height. And so if you stack these up together, you're going to get a 1 inch difference between the longest one and the next one, and so forth and so on. And I went all the way down to the longest one, or shortest one is 2 inches. So I did 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So that's what I have for my base. Now, first of all, I should tell you who the person is before I start this. But this is by We're Just Two Sisters. They do have an Etsy store, and they're, of course, on Etsy. And, let's see. They, make all kinds of, embellishments and journals and all that kind of stuff. And, they're on, like I said, Etsy. But they made, and I'll play this video for you, this little flip-up tag notebook. So automatically when I saw the top of these tags, it reminds me of a bookmark. And so that's what I'm going to make a version of. It won't be this thick, because obviously you don't want something this thick to use as a bookmark. But that's kind of what we're going with, the idea that we're going with. And so I went through and I picked out a lot of black and white papers that are just scrapbook paper that I had in my stash. And I'm going to cover each one of these pieces of paper, or pieces of bookmark, which is actually just a blank cardstock. And then we're going to make a little bookmark that's going to flip up, kind of like what you just saw. So I hope that's a good explanation. So the first thing I want to do is get these covered real quick, and then I'm going to take my little tag, tag punch here, and we're going to make that little rounded thing with the hole in each one of these after I get them covered. And again, like I said, this is scrapbook paper, and I'm pretty sure it was in a little stack of 4x6 papers that you could get from the paper studio at Hobby Lobby. I've had this in my stash forever. This one's not going to cover all the way to the top, but I think that's okay, because we're going to have to create our little flip-up thing at the top. I bet they're all this way, the way that I cut them. But that's okay, because if we don't have it double stacked at the, or, yeah, double paged, it won't make it as thick. Here's that one. Now, she used a ruler, like a real wooden ruler at the top of hers with some like hex nut, or not hex nut, but you know, the little butterfly nuts. And that of course would be way too bulky. So I'm just going to use a couple of grommets to hold mine together. Or I may use just a couple of brads, actually. I don't know, we'll see here in a minute. Alright, so now I'm going to trim around these, any excess that is hanging over. And I'm not worried about the tops, like I said, because I'm going to be putting a score in those so they'll fold up. Okay, so there's that part. So now let's take our little cut, our little punch here, and hope we can punch through these without them being totally dry. Oh, come on, cooperate. Oh, I don't know if I can get through that one, guys. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't like that glue being wet at all. So if you're gonna do this, you probably want to wait for it to dry. I may have to use the Post-it trick for this one. If I have a Post-it. Do I have a Post-it over here? Let's see. Yes. Oh, that's not a Post-it. Maybe I don't. Okay, plan B. Is, I'm going to take this little piece of scrap paper here. And let's see, I want this to be the edge that's on. So I'm going to take a little piece of tape. I don't have any washi tape close by. So I'm going to take this little piece of masking tape, tape it here. Okay. All right, so there are our little tabs. So when they stack up now, they look like this. Okay. And it's a little thick, but it is a bookmark, so I think it'll be all right. So now let's take scoreboard and I'll score each one of these. At, I think, a 1/4 inch will be fine. Okay, so there's that part. So now let's stack them back up and put our garments in. And hopefully our garments or our crocodile will punch through all of those at once so we can have them all lined up. And I'm gonna do the little garment. Let me adjust this so we can be sure we're going in at the same depth. One more notch. Okay, and then we'll get 2 little grommets. And I guess I better use white ones, huh? Since we're doing the black and white thing. Okay, we'll turn my thing back around. Oh, I hope these little ones will smush on here. Might be too thick for them. No, don't smush crooked. There we go. I guess I will be inking these with black soot in order to keep the black and white thing going. I don't have one of these lined up somewhere. It's not wanting to go through the hole. There we go. All right, so now we can bend these up where we put the score in there. That one I got a little crooked. That's okay. That one I got a lot crooked. How do I do that? Oh, my grommets aren't gonna stay. Look at that. They're not long enough. But they look so good. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue it. I'm gonna leave the grommets in there, but just to reinforce what I'm doing, I'm gonna glue them along the top. I should have used the bigger ones with the longer shaft, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna run some glue right along the top. And glue them. Yeah, they're really just long enough for a couple. Oops, that way. But that's okay, we'll still have the grommets for looks. And this is just for me, so. That one I think is pretty well in there. All right, so then we'll glue these down. And we'll be back in business. No biggie. All right. Yep, I think that's gonna work just fine. I'm gonna let that dry for just a minute. Let's see how long we've been going. Okay, that is an hour, so I'm gonna stop here and give that a minute to dry, and then I will pick back up and we will embellish this. So thanks for joining me, and look for part 2 of this, and I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. Bye.